Wow. Wow. Did you guys hear about the nearly $100 million crypto hack? Again, I am no crypto expert, but boy, you want to turn off the average American to crypto, get hacked. Near as I can tell, there is a decentralized finance protocol called Balancer. Balancer was hacked and responsible for over $100 million in Ethereum lost to this hack. Again, this is when you think about the mom and pop investors, right? Not the first movers, but just the average mom and pop investors. This is why, frankly, they don't invest in crypto, right? They don't understand it. They fear it being siphoned or hacked by some perpetrator around the world. And when you see a number like $100 million, you have to step back and go, glad I didn't do that. So again, I'm sure we will learn more about this, what was hacked, how it happened, how hopefully it won't happen again. But yeah, a 9-figure Ethereum hack, apparently on a decentralized finance protocol called Balancer. Don't know what that is, but damn, that has got to hurt. I heard an interesting stat Scott Bessent quoted this morning, or at least I read it this morning. He may have said it yesterday. He said the top 10% of Americans own 88% of equities. The next 40% of Americans own the final 12% of equities. And the bottom 50% have debt and rent. Again, these stats are, I'd say they're shocking. They're disappointing. But again, if you turn the coin over and you ask why, at the end of the day, hopefully something you all are learning is in order to get wealthy, you have to own assets. And again, in order to own assets, you need to have disposable or discretionary income. Then if you spend time becoming an elite investor at something, and then you do it for a decade, that's the wealth formula. It's that simple. So again, these numbers are meant to shock, startle, maybe piss you off. But if you ask yourself, how come or why? It's simple. Disposable or discretionary income, dry powder, seeds, whatever you want to call it, get planted, and then they grow. If all you do is put everything on charge cards and you spend every penny, which, oh, by the way, I spent all of our income and more until I was over 30 years old. So I get it. I understand keeping up with the Joneses, expanding your expenses as your income grows. I get it. But at some point, you got to look yourself in the mirror and go, I own those decisions. I have 7 streaming services. Come on. That's the average now, is 7 streaming services. Crazy. So again, pretty interesting stats. We got some Fed speak. We got a bunch of earnings. Let's do earnings first. So we got hims and hers. They plan to launch a comprehensive lab testing, which I think is interesting. You know that I'm on a health journey, and one of the things I've done is get a bunch of labs and blood work done during this year. So it makes sense that folks are getting into the lab testing area. Again, if you do want to get healthy, you should absolutely get your blood work done, have it looked at by a doctor. It's really the starting grounds for getting healthy is what's going on inside your body. Next up, Goodyear. They missed on revenue but beat on earnings. Essentially, sales are down almost 4% year on year. Apparently, there's a flood of cheap imports that are hurting sales. Then we got Clorox, beat top line and bottom line. However, they had sales guidance of negative 6 to 10%. Ouch. Next up, we got Realty Income. They beat top line, hit bottom line. Their rental portfolio is 98.7% occupied, or said another way, 1.3% vacant. And their rental income is up 9% year on year. Earnings from this morning, we've got Uber, beat top line and bottom line. Trips are up 22%. Yep, Uber trips are up 22%. Monthly active users up 17%. Uber is still growing. Shopify beat top line and bottom line. Revenue up 32% year on year and guided to 20% year on year going forward. Spotify beat top line and bottom line. Premium subs up to 8 million over at Spotify. Don't forget to check out One Rental at a Time on Spotify. Yes, we have we post these videos on Spotify. Thank you for the support. Ferrari, always interested what's going on with Ferrari, the top end of the income stream, beat top line and bottom line. Revenue up 7%, and they delivered 3,401 cars in the quarter. That's a 90-day period. That is quite impressive. And then finally, Norwegian Cruise Line. You all know that Olivia and I enjoy a good cruise, a couple a year, I think. Beat top line and bottom line, raised guidance, although they did receive a new ship. And apparently when you look at their balance sheet, their leverage ratios got worse. So the stock is taking a hit this morning. Yesterday, folks, we talked about the exciting day one of our Vegas event in February. Folks, get your tickets. We are under 100. They will go fast. I don't want you to miss out. I have no ability to expand the facility. It is capped out. On day two, we start off with another Gen Z, Dylan. Dylan's going to come in, talk about mindset, talk about the struggles, and really show how you can control your mind and help you move forward. He's going to do this as someone in his 20s. Brandon's going to come on, another awesome school member and contributor, One Rental at a Time. He's going to talk about really building, right? New construction, infill lots. Then we're going to have a couple, someone I've known for quite a while, someone I've actually taken a trip to Fresno with, Sharon and Sean. They are an amazing couple. They just spent over a year on the road in their 30s. We're living all over the world because of their real estate portfolio. Again, they will talk real estate, living life. Again, Sharon and Sean are an amazing couple. Next up, we will have some OGs. Ryan and his wife were on the channel very early in One Rental at a Time. Gonna love to hear what they've been up to, how they're growing in the community. Awesome contributors, Ryan and his wife. Then we will bring up Dr. Jeff and my health journey. We will review the numbers and talk about what I've learned and he's learned to really help you on your, hopefully, health journey. And then we've got two heavy hitters. Rob Abasola from Bigger Pockets fame or Airbnb fame. He is going to come up and talk about short-term rentals and really how to do it right. Again, Rob, thank you for coming out. And of course, keynote day two will be Pace Morby. Pace Morby will be going for probably 90 minutes or so. So again, folks, remember my events are different. No selling from stage. You get to ask questions. There'll be a microphone for you to line up. And of course, we got 6 hours of networking, 2 lunches and dinner. We have some desserts coming on day one. So hopefully we will see you there. Get your tickets. Let's talk about the Fed. So we got Fed President Cook. I am worried about the labor market because the fact it can deteriorate very quickly. This is something hopefully you've heard me say over the years is the labor market takes the elevator up, meaning gets worse quickly, and the stairs down. So again, this is something that's nice to hear the Fed looking at. Also, Fed President Cook, there's a reason to be concerned about the unemployment uptick. Yes, folks, we have not got labor information for the last 5 weeks. In fact, we should have gotten the JOLTS report this morning. We did not. We will get the ADP report tomorrow, which is private payrolls. But yes, we are flying blind or semi-blind, and it's a problem. Fed President Daly out of San Francisco, she says, would be unfortunate to get inflation to 2% at the cost of millions of jobs. Fed President Daly is basically saying she is not willing to see the unemployment rate spike just to hit the target of 2%. So again, interesting to see what she's saying. Also, Fed President Daly, if you wait for a job market report to tell you if the labor market is weak, you are already behind, aka late. The Fed has been late throughout this cycle. That's what happens when you look backwards. You don't look forwards. So again, interesting. Finally, Fed President Daly, I have an open mind on December, which again, if we've talked about the Fed the last 3 days, I think some Fed presidents are frankly closed-minded. They are out. They do not want to cut, and others certainly do. And again, we have some in the middle. I do think the Fed is divided like they've never been, but we shall see in December. Finally, Fed President Goolsbee, I am nervous about the inflation side. Again, he's not talking labor, he's talking inflation. It's unusual to have low hiring and low firing. Well, Fed President Goolsbee, I think you're going to start to see a firing environment if you're not paying attention. It's important to be careful when the economy is in transition. This I agree with, and I've shared many times that data or information around transitions up or down are very chaotic, and that's really what helps you understand you're in a transition. And then finally, Fed President Goolsbee basically saying he is out for December. He says, I am uneasy front-loading rate cuts. There you go. Maybe in the first sign that the shutdown is impacting sales, October car sales. October car sales disappointed to the downside. Last month, they were at 16.4 million units. This month, 15.3, so a full million less. I am certain some of that is because of the government shutdown. Perhaps those will be done later once the government is open. But yes, you are seeing a hit to sales and ultimately GDP. Dude, we had a lot of people join school yesterday, folks. I want to thank each and every one of you. We're very quickly running towards 500. These are the folks that joined just yesterday. Alexandra, Janelle, Kurt, Chase, Pradeep, Cody, and Mario. What is that? 3, 6, 7 folks joined our awesome school community. It makes total sense to me. It is the best place for people who want to move forward, who want to change their financial situation, who want to ask questions, who want to network, who want to get better friends. We are giving you the platform for school. The website is right there on the screen, school.com/ORaaT. 67 pennies a day. You can't beat it. You know, friendships, 9 accountability groups, active forums. Get in there and start getting wealthy. And then finally, I guess 2 more things. We'll talk about Invitation Homes. Shout out Resi Club and Lance Lambert. Builders have a lot of inventory and selling to us for 20+% discounts. Folks, I know I was trying to buy 3 units in Vegas and I got the builder down to 19% off. And then I tried to go to 21 and they sold them to someone else. I am still disappointed about losing out on those homes. But Invitation Home is saying, Michael, it's okay. Try again. And believe me, I am going to try again. Invitation Homes, again, getting multiple homes from builders for 20+% off. Pretty amazing. And then finally, we did get an economic number yesterday, ISM Manufacturing, and it too disappointed to the downside. Last month was 49.1. Again, anything below 50 is contraction. It was expected to go up slightly to 49.3. However, it came in at a disappointing 48.7. Again, government shutdown makes total sense to me. So, folks, again, remember, I can't stress this enough. Our Vegas event has less than 100 tickets. I know there are dozens of you that have personally told me you haven't bought your tickets yet. It would be a shame if you wait too long because, again, I have no ability to add seats. The facility caps out. If you've been there, you know it's rather small. So again, when these are gone, they are gone. And I just gave you day 1 and day 2 headlines or speakers. So hopefully we will see you there. And of course, don't forget to join school and the 7 folks that joined yesterday. Thank you. Don't forget to introduce yourself, ask questions, look for an accountability group, and just keep being awesome. And of course, Steadily is the sponsor of the Daily Financial News. If you are a landlord, they are there for you. That's all they do is landlord insurance. In today's environment with insurance costs, it behooves you to get a second quote and see if you can get better coverage at better rates. Folks, take care of yourself. We'll be back tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. for our live Daily Financial News. Peace.